Jesus was actually against religion. When he saw the religious folks doing religious things, he would say, "You hypocrites." Yeah. He would turn tables. He would whip them. Imagine seeing a pastor do that. Yeah. Right? Get out of here. Boom.
He tend to have a little bit of a hard time with some organized religions because it tends to, you lose what religion is actually there for, which is like being grounded to something that's beyond just the earth that you're on.
Right. A lot of people that didn't even know Charlie Kirk's name just started watching his videos.
Right.
Hey, you know, maybe there's a little bit of good in what he's saying. You know, maybe a lot of people don't agree with everything he says, but Charlie Kirk, he did have authority when he spoke. Really
you went there. You went there.
It really does.
Straight. You can't be saying that.
We feel like we're being free, but sin is actually chains. Oof. It's a trap.
Your skin color prevent you from advancing in life, from getting certain jobs.
Devil wants you to be a victim.
Oh,
the devil wants you to be a victim so he can use you for his will. The white man doesn't give me anything is an excuse that everybody uses. The white man's doing this, the white man's doing that.
Why do you think we're so divided right now as a nation?
I think people have like complexes, like self-absorbed complexes, and they don't think wide enough, like outside of themselves. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
No, I agree. I grew up in a different country, and so I just try to pass that on to my daughter, and I think she said it well.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And what country is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Australia. I'm American, but yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Grew up there, yeah.
And how do you see America compared to Australia?
Well, it's interesting because I haven't been back in a while, but I think it just being outside of the United States as an American citizen and traveling gave me a perspective of how to navigate other cultures and be respectful of that at the same time as still being American, if you will. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And why do you think that when we get into social media, when we look at the news, why is it that it feels like we're so far apart from one another? Not to have a victim mentality,
it's the same idea of having
somebody says
that like your
you can have that job because of your skin color.
Then there's that thing Sonder.
I'm like,
which is like,
no, I'm gonna figure out a way, right? And that's
as complex as you are and experiences everything that you're experiencing. So like the mentality that you're the only person that matters or exists is like
never let your skin color determine what type of job you get or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I back that up.
Why does it seem like our society is so godless? I'm not sure if you agree that or not. We have more things in common that you do or you don't. We could disagree on. You're saying like safety, like we want everybody to be well, living well.
Yeah.
Everybody to be prosperous. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I like recently read this story about, this is like really old and I don't want to be like quote anything because it's definitely wrong, but it was talking about just how there are a certain percentage of like the 1% who, it was actually a guy who had his grandson like kidnapped a long time ago and he would only pay a certain percentage of the ransom. And it was basically just saying that like there are a certain amount of people that they want you to do poorly. In addition, not just them doing well isn't enough. And I think sometimes that's where things get misconstrued, is like there doesn't have to be an evil, you know. You could just say, okay, I've got enough. That doesn't mean that anyone else needs to suffer because of that. And that would be more important.
Yeah, I think so if we want to, there's a spirit, an impure spirit. It's called Mammon, and it's the Assyrian god of wealth. And that's why money is never enough. That's why you see billionaires undercutting people to just lift themselves up and put themselves in a better situation. And so a lot of the things we don't realize is spiritual forces that are coming against us. And we have the authority to come against, we have the authority to overcome those things. But whenever you said, I'm sorry, I forget what you said, but it reminded me that a lot of people aren't even aware about the spirit that attacks our finances and that attacks our wealth and it makes us greedy. And so I don't know if y'all were familiar with that or aware of that, but do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think people tend to, it's definitely a thing where it's like once you get a certain amount of money, there's nothing, you're searching for something that you can't really fulfill anymore because you've succeeded what you thought that you could get and now you just want more of it. And it just kind of, it creates this mentality of like, it's just greed. It's really just like a problem with greed. And then you like lose yourself in what you were reaching for in the first place. Yeah.
I agree. And I think it, like from an ethereal standpoint, the idea of not understanding that there are like ancient, spirits and religions that need to be respected in addition to like everything, everything here is taken. period. So respecting that has got to be the foreground for your moral standard while you earn what you can when you're here. And if you forget that, then it can become really ugly. And that's, I think, what turns things in the wrong way.
Yeah. We're on the same page about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Why do you think people have like different standards when it comes down to like politics, religion, and where does that get mixed up where there's really no common ground? It seems.
I for the most part, I think a lot of it tends to do with like a lack of exposure to other people, right? Or even like just a lack of education, not from an actual school standpoint, but from a social standpoint. So like meeting different kinds of people and life experiences, it broadens your horizons. It kind of makes you a lot more equal ground on a lot of different things. It makes you a lot more grounded. And I think that a lot of people are mostly just concerned, and like politically even, they're thinking about only their best interests and not the interests of everybody who's affected by those things. And it's mostly just because of a lack of like life experience and getting their fingers into everything that's going on around them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are you guys very active politically or more like on the religion side?
I stay pretty vocal about how I feel because I'm pretty middle ground about a lot of things. I feel like religion, politically, I'm pretty standard. Like I have my views down. But I think religiously, believe that there's obviously like something going on beyond. I think that would be insane for me to think otherwise. But I also tend to have a little bit of a hard time with some organized religions because it tends to, you lose what religion is actually there for, which is like being grounded in something that's beyond just the earth that you're on.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in the world, there's so much corruption. With nonprofits, with different types of churches. I mean, you name it, denominations, or churches, mega churches. I am a Christian. I go to a Christian church. However, I could see the corruption. Like, I'm like, that church, what are they doing? Like, I call it from a mile away, right? But then some people can't because they get so blinded by the pastor, the message, or they get the word, they get a verse and say, this is my religion now. It's like, hold up, like, you didn't read the whole chapter? Like, what are we doing here? And I think the biggest encouragement for me to you is seek the truth, because there's always going to be corruption in man. Like, regardless, if you're left or right, let's say, like, you're saying, oh, Obama's going to do a better job. Oh, Trump is going to, turn the country around. Whatever side you're in, there's so many components to it. Because even, let's say, Obama or Trump, they were these big heroes, there's still legislation, the Senate, the House, the government, and municipalities. There's layers to it. The same way where in church, it's like, the Bible is true, but the corruption in man gets people tempted to do X, Y, Z. So that's what I would encourage you with, because yes, Jesus was actually against religion. He was, if you read the Bible, when he saw the religious folks doing religious things, he would say, you hypocrites. He would turn tables, he would whip them, right? Imagine seeing a pastor do that, right? Get out of here, boom. He would do that. But to people that were broken, the people that needed healing, he was just very compassionate, right? So I saw both sides of Jesus' character. And for me too, I take the same approach, and I'm very critical of religious people, but also when I see a need, I try to be just like Jesus and say, you're hungry, left or right, I don't care where you represent, let me feed you, right? So that's my approach. What do you guys
feel like, because I think this is something interesting that I've always told my kids. Like, I went to a Presbyterian high school, but that the story of the Bible because it's so new, Christianity is one of the newest religions, that the stories are passed through man, right? And then they're written down, and we just have this version that's presented to us in this current day. So what do you think about the fact that the Bible in current times can be taken so literally, instead of maybe thinking about the concepts, like how you said, like Jesus actually wasn't he wasn't into organized religion.
Okay, that's a great question, a loaded question.
And
I think it will be like another time to break down like so many different factors. But when it comes down to Christianity, it was started like with Judaism, right? In the beginning, going back to like Genesis. So that's like the root. And one thing that I like, for me, like I used to study under like Catholics and Jehovah's Witnesses until now I became a Christian. And one thing I realized is that the Bible is the only literature that we have that predicts the future.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so there's people that have predicted many different things, but how are you so accurate with like Israel becoming a nation, or Euphrates River drying up, or Damascus is going to be this, like so many accuracies that from a 21st century standpoint,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so many accuracies. I mean, it's so accurate and so many different prophecies that I'm like, okay, there's something here,
Yeah.
right? Now we could date it back into 3,000 years ago, even before Christ. There's a lot of religions that will take like the principles of Judaism and apply it, or they were very similar.
Yeah.
I think there's room to have those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of what I see from my belief standpoint, because it reaffirms things that are happening now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because many of those religions also would agree that Jesus was a prophet, like no doubt about it. So
Right.
I think that's important when you think about looking at other people so differently and divided. It's like, no, nobody disregarded Jesus and his word.
Right.
We're just saying like when we started it or not.
Yeah, there's definitely room to have those conversations.
Yeah.
And like I told you, your daughter, seek the truth and continue to dive into that, and then the truth is going to be revealed. Because at the end of the day, I could tell you, go to church, get right with God, but if your heart is not like in a place where you actually want to receive or look, then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Same thing like losing weight or getting good at guitar. You have to kind of put some intention into it. And that's pretty much what happens. When I started diving in, I started kind of confirming different things. I'm like, okay, cool. That's why I believe what I believe. And that's what I would say. Yeah.
It's all for love. That's the biggest thing.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
Hey, yeah.
This is fun.
Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna have a conversation with my man. What's your name? JT. We have more things in common than we have disagreements on. But why do you think the media is dividing us so much right now?
Yeah, go. I think, well, really, when you really think about it, at the end of the day, it all goes back to money, right?
Oof.
It really
You went
does.
there. You
It
went
really
there.
does. It really does.
Straight. You can't be saying that.
However, the government can make
Yeah.
the most money off of us.
Mhm.
That's the way that people are going to view things. So, like for instance, politics, all that stuff. Whoever you vote for, at the end of the day, money is like the root cause
Money
of
is
everything.
king. Mm-hmm.
They don't care about skin color, nothing. It's money.
Mm.
At the end of the day, it's always money.
Got it.
Always.
Okay. And what have you seen? Pull it.
Okay.
What have you seen that makes you say that?
Look around you. Look at how materialistic we are.
Mm-hmm.
Look at everything you see. Everybody wants the nicest car, the nicest house, the nicest everything.
Mhm.
Everything's about money.
Mm-hmm. So you're telling me that it's not really left versus right.
No,
How we
it's
see
about money and it's about morals and views. That's
Mhm.
what I want to say.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that people fall into that? Like, again, George Floyd, Charlie, regardless of where you see, where you see this, the side that you align with.
Yeah.
Why do you think the media is telling us that we have to be so against each other? Like blacks, whites, Mexicans against black, all that stuff. Like, why is that?
At the end of
Like
the
a-
day, everybody has their own agenda. So the left
Pull it up
has their own agenda.
Pull it up a little bit.
Everybody, at the end of the day, everybody has their own agenda. The left has their own agenda. The right has their own agenda.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of what you want to choose. You want to choose the left or the right. Each side has their own agenda. So
Mhm.
it's whatever, whoever aligns with your values the most, that's where you go.
So let me ask you this. So how do you find that balance between, man, I got enough to provide for my family, I got enough to provide for myself, have a healthy lifestyle, and crossing that line to where I have too much, like I don't know what I have too much money that I know what to do with, man. Like, so I guess what I'm asking is like, how do you find that balance between you're a millionaire to be a blessing or you're a millionaire for your greed?
I would say if you have plenty of money, I'd say give money to other people. What is money for? Money is to enjoy it, yes, but also if there's somebody, if you see your brother out there,
Mhm.
and he's suffering, why not help him out?
Mm.
Because it's going to benefit him. It benefits you because then you get that good feeling of, hey, I did something good instead of,
Mhm.
I'm going to go buy this nice Lamborghini or whatnot. 'Cause
Mhm.
that's not going to help anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You see somebody on the street, they're homeless, give them some money.
Mm.
I've done it before. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I'm just saying if you see somebody on the side of the street, right,
Mm-hmm.
help them out. Like that, you don't know what they've gone through. A a lot of people are like, homeless veterans, people with mental disorders and stuff like that. Everybody thinks that it's just like, somebody, that's on drugs and then they got in that situation. Some people are veterans, some people have mental disorders, some people struggle with a lot of stuff that you don't even know about, so you shouldn't judge anybody.
Do you think that social media is pretty much the reason why it seems like everybody's so isolated and have their own opinions about strong opinions without wanting to hear the other side? Is that a factor, or what is it? Because I'm walking around here having a conversation with folks, and it seems like we agree on more things than we disagree on.
I think social media plays a big role because, like I said, you're at home, right?
Mhm.
And you have this little screen,
Mhm.
and you're seeing everybody's life. Everybody looks like they're doing better than you are,
Right.
all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, really, it just depends on you as a person, right? You know your values, you know who you're supposed to be as a person and all that, and you got to live by that. So I feel like me as a person, be kind to everybody else,
Yeah.
Just treat everybody with kindness no matter where they are. Somebody has money, be kind to them. If somebody's poor, be kind to them. Everybody deserves kindness no matter who they are.
That's good.
So I do a prison. I serve in a prison ministry,
Okay.
and I see that all the time, man. Like, these guys are some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. And not to excuse whatever got them there,
Right.
but a lot of times it's a desperation that led them to that point. And so I really love what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I agree with you. I've seen it firsthand. Yeah, you got anything?
Yeah. Why does it seem like our society is so godless? I'm not sure if you believe in God or not. Like, you haven't given me the vibes that you do or you don't.
Yeah.
But it seems like people are running in the opposite side. Again, you tend to social media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It seems like over here, but then people are running towards evil more and more. And it's almost like what's good, it's now evil, and evil is good. Like, it's almost flipped. Why is that?
So me personally, I am a believer. I believe
Okay.
in God. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope in the future. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for your life. And a lot of people you'll see in society. So the question you asked me, right, was why does society seem like it's drifting farther away from God?
Right.
I think it just goes back to you as an individual. What are people seeking? People are seeking themselves. They are being selfish. They are not thinking about other people. And it's been like that forever. It's not just right now.
Right,
it's not just right now. It's been like that forever. But now we have media, so now we can see everything. So we can see what everybody's doing, blah, 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 this, that. Somebody got a new car, a new house. And so it makes it a lot worse because we're soaking in all of this stuff, right? But it's been like that forever. It's been like that forever.
Yeah. It reminds me of we were actually just talking about this with two other ladies earlier.
Right.
It's the spirit of mammon. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the spirit of mammon. Nothing's ever enough. Our greed is never satisfied because we have an impure spirit that's after our finances, after our wallet, after our bank accounts. And so yeah, bro, I completely agree with you. And I saw you had Romans 15:38 on on your thing. So I was
right
like, oh,
here
this
is
yeah.
So Psalm 46:10 right here is be still and know that I am God. That's another one
Powerful.
That's another one. Just that one, what it means to me, be still and know that I am God, is just, relax. God is telling us to relax, calm down. I'm here for you. I'll take care of you. It's like a calming feeling.
Yeah.
That's all.
Absolutely. What is it going to take for us to finally say we had enough? We need to run towards God as a nation, as a city. Like, what is that going to take? Is it going to be another 9/11? Is it going to be a revival, right? Like we've seen before. What is that going to take for people to run back to God?
So remember how Charlie Kirk just passed away? That's unfortunate. Nobody should die for their beliefs or anything
Absolutely.
like that. What I think at the end of the day is a lot of bad stuff is going to happen, and it's going to happen over and over again. And what we have to do as a people, and we have to how am I going to say this? Yeah, we understand that, bad stuff like this does happen every once in a while and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, really what we want to do is we want to make the most of it. Yeah, Charlie Kirk died. Charlie Kirk passed away. but remember, what did he die for?
Mhm.
So a lot of people got baptized. A lot of people came to God because of his sacrifice, right?
Right.
So there's always good. God will take bad situations and he'll turn them into good. And that's what I see. So this bad situation, Charlie Kirk passed away. It got a lot of people that didn't even know Charlie Kirk's name to start
Right.
watching his videos.
Right.
Hey, you know, maybe there's a little bit of good in what he's saying. You know, maybe a lot of people don't agree with everything he says,
Right.
but Charlie Kirk, he did have authority when he spoke. And I will say that,
Big time.
right or left, no matter what side, he had authority. So,
Mhm.
and everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what I love about that is, you know, Charlie Kirk stood for truth, and even sometimes it may have been offensive to some people that are against truth, but it's actually very Christ-like, because what we were talking earlier about how Jesus stood up to the Pharisees and he stood up for the truth, and you know they had their view on the laws and you know the law of Moses and you know just their religion. They were religious leaders and they were corrupted, and Jesus called them out on it, and he stood up for truth, and that's what Charlie Kirk did. And it offends a lot of people whenever you do stand up for truth, especially those that are against it.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't know truth, or maybe they do and they choose not to pursue it.
At the end of the day, it does come down to personal choice.
Yeah.
The reason why people stay in their sins is because they like it and they enjoy it, and sin feels good. Everybody knows sin feels good. I'm not going to lie to you. Sin does feel good. But at the end of the day, that's the devil's trap. So he promises us something good really quick on earth, right? And it feels good right now, but we don't realize that we feel like we're being free, but sin is actually chains.
Oof.
It's a trap.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's actually a trap because you have to keep going back and back and back, and every single time you sin, you lock yourself away from God.
Right.
So you're making yourself more enslaved to that sin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing I was going to say is, you know, I'm from California. I'm from Oceanside.
Me too. I'm from.
What?
My dad preached over there.
What?
I'm
Where?
from San Diego.
No way. What
Yeah.
part?
So I was born there when I was 3, so I don't know too much. I just remember I was 15 minutes away from the San Diego Zoo.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So if you know where, like,
Yeah, it's around the area. Yeah. So I'm from Oceanside. My nephew's
Nice,
in the back
nice.
right there helping out. They're from
Nice.
the same area I'm from. And where I'm from is very segregated, like blacks and Mexicans. We usually live in the ghetto over there.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
over here, just kind of walking around, like, there's some diversity, at least more than where I'm from, believe it or not.
Right on.
In a way where, you know, people are living well here, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of color. But one thing I've been teaching my nephews is not to have a victim mentality, right, Julio?
Right.
Not to have a victim mentality, because if somebody says, oh, you can't have that job because of your skin color, I'm like, no, I'm going to figure out a way, right? And that's the reason why I went
Skin
to
color
business.
is not a factor. We live in America. It's a free country. Never let your skin color determine what type of job you get or anything like that. Because skin color, it's just the way you look. The right way to judge somebody is by their character, the content of the character, like Martin Luther King Jr. Said. Not the color of the skin, but the content of your character. So that's really a more accurate way to judge somebody, by how they act rather than how they looked.
Right. And then for me, like, I grew up in the hood, you know, rough environment, gangs, drugs, a enchilada.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing different things. I got out of that environment. However, I do see a lot of people, right, our skin color, or even white people, say, hey, like, the poor man can't get ahead. And for me, I don't like when people that never been through what I've been through say, hey, you can't do this because of your skin color. It's almost like kind of like stepping a step back.
Right.
But I'm not going to accept that. I'm the type of person that's like, no, I'm going to go against that, start my own business, market, whatever I got to do to push forward and get ahead. Now, maybe a lot of people don't have that mentality. That are minorities. But where are you in that?
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
The question is, where are you as far as in, like, does your skin color prevent you from advancing in life, from getting certain jobs?
No, never let your skin color determine that. You are who you are, and people should accept that. Your skin color has nothing to do with your character. Just because you're black doesn't mean you're a criminal. So just because you're Hispanic doesn't mean you're an illegal and all that stuff. Goodness, loud.
No, bro. You can repeat that. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just because you're black doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't. You shouldn't have a stigma. Everybody should accept you based on your character and how you act towards them. So I don't judge anybody based off the color of their skin. I don't judge anybody based off of, goodness gracious, the color of their skin or anything like that. It's just based on how they treat me as a person, how they act. If they're using good principles in their life, they're, paying taxes, being a good American, stuff like that. But yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad that you see the same because, again, I know a lot of people that have a victim mentality and they always blame the white man because they cannot get ahead, where in reality is they have to shift their mindset.
Yeah.
They have to apply to a certain job without hesitation or understand their identity in Christ. Like we understand our identity, that we're royal priesthood.
The devil wants you to be a victim.
Oh,
the devil wants you to be a victim
wow.
So he can use you for his will. The white man doesn't give me anything is an excuse that everybody uses. The white man's doing this, the white man's doing that. It really doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. You're not in slavery. I'm talking to all people of color right now. You can do whatever you want to do. Anything you want to do. There are black doctors. Dr. Ben Carson, who ran for president.
Yeah, solid
black
guy.
He's a great guy. He's black. There's a bunch of black people. President Obama, he's a black president. I don't agree with everything he said. I don't agree with everything, but he's a black president. You could do anything you want to do. Just an example.
Beautiful.
Anything you want to do.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts for our audience that are listening?
Yeah. Put God first in everything you do. Remember that just never. I know media portrays a lot of bad things about black people or any stuff like that. So just be careful with the media, social media, stuff like that. Watch what you're putting into your head. Yeah. Watch what you're putting into your head.
Beautiful.
Get experience. Go out, meet a bunch of different people. I'm a personal trainer, so I work with people of all walks of life. Black people, Hispanic people, people that are like, lawyers, auditors. I work with a bunch of different groups of people, so I understand what it's like to, talk to white people, to black people, to a bunch of different people, and just everybody's really the same. At the end of the day, everybody wants to provide for their family. Everybody wants to at least try to do the best they can for their families, try to do the best in life, try to follow laws and stuff like that, and just try to do the best yourself, Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah, I love how you close that out because it kind of went full circle.
And keep God number one.
Woo! Yeah, I love how you went full circle there because our topic is we all want the same things. Let's talk about it. And so I love how you did that. But the reality is that we all want the same things. We just have different ways of going there. But our end goals, at least for most of us, are the same. So I love how you wrap that up like that.
JT, appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
Hey, y'all keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Yes, sir, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
And like Charlie Kirk said, this is the best way to do things, to debate.
Bro,
to talk about things.
100%.
The moment we come to violence is the moment we lose ourselves.
Ooh, that's going to be our next one. Oof.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Man, appreciate you, bro.